Some people start life with everything: money, connections, support they grow up surrounded by, opportunities, doors already open, paths already prepared. But he started differently. He started with nothing: no money, no connections, no special advantages, just a small room, a big dream, and a reality that constantly reminded him how far away success really was. People around him believed life was already decided. They believed some people were simply born lucky and others weren't, and from the outside it looked like he was one of the unlucky ones. No safety, no shortcuts, no easy path. But what most people didn't understand was that having nothing can be a powerful thing, because when you have nothing, you also have nothing to lose. While others were protecting their comfort, he was willing to risk everything, while others feared failure. He had already experienced struggle, and when struggle becomes familiar, fear loses its power. Every morning he woke up with the same thought: if he didn't change his life, nobody would. There was no rich family coming to help, no miracle waiting around the corner, just another day, another chance to move forward. Even if it was only one step, the world around him didn't understand his mindset. People questioned him constantly. Why are you working so hard? Why don't you just accept things the way they are? You're chasing something impossible. But those words didn't stop him. They only revealed something important. Most people aren't limited by their situation. They're limited by their mindset. Comfort convinces people to stay exactly where they are. But when you grow up without comfort, you learn something different. You learn how to fight. You learn how to adapt. You learn how to survive difficult moments. And those lessons slowly transform you into someone stronger. While others spent their nights relaxing, he stayed working. While others chased distractions, he chased progress. Late nights, early mornings, endless learning, mistakes, failures, then more failures. There were days when nothing worked, days when exhaustion hit harder than motivation, days when quitting felt like the easiest option. But something inside him refused to stop, because he knew something powerful. Success rarely belongs to the most talented. It belongs to the ones who refuse to give up. Every challenge he faced added something to his character: discipline, patience, mental toughness. These qualities are never built in comfort. They are built in struggle, and slowly, almost invisibly, he began to change. The man who once doubted himself became more confident. The man who once felt lost started seeing possibilities everywhere. The man who once had nothing was becoming dangerous. Not dangerous to others, dangerous to limitations, dangerous to expectations, dangerous to the idea that his life was already decided. Years passed, and something interesting began to happen. Small progress appeared, then another step forward, then another. Nothing dramatic, nothing overnight, just steady movement. But steady movement changes everything. The same people who once laughed began to notice. They didn't laugh anymore. They watched quietly, because deep down they were beginning to realize something uncomfortable. The man who had nothing was building something real. You see, People with everything often become afraid of losing it, but people with nothing fear something much worse. They fear staying the same. That fear becomes fuel. It pushes harder. It creates resilience. It builds people who simply refuse to stop. And that is why so many powerful stories begin the same way, with struggle, with doubt, with nothing. Because sometimes starting with nothing removes the biggest enemy of progress. Comfort makes people slow. Comfort makes people settle. Comfort makes people stop growing. But when you start with nothing, you are forced to grow, forced to adapt, forced to become stronger. And one day, after enough effort, after enough persistence, after enough silent work, the world begins to notice, not because you ask for attention, but because results speak louder than words. The same people who once ignored you start asking questions. The same people who once doubted you start paying attention. And suddenly, everyone wonders the same thing. How did he do it? But the truth is simple. There was no secret, no shortcut, no lucky moment. Just years of discipline, years of effort, years of refusing to quit. And in the end, the greatest advantage he ever had was the one nobody wanted. He had nothing, and because of that, he became unstoppable.